I don't start but I can tell you how it ends.
Get that stuff out of here. It's Southwest Bias.
It is Southwest Bias live from Studio K, brought to you by our friends at Circle K. Become an Inner Circle member today by downloading that Circle K app for free. It's the orange era, if you weren't aware. It was all over social media last night at 12:12 p.m. On the 12th of August. It was 12:12 a.m. On the East Coast. And a big announcement dropped that the one and only Taylor Swift has a new album and is going to be on a podcast.
So I wanted to show you something.
Okay. What do we got?
We got
A briefcase.
Yep.
Mint green with TS on it.
Yep.
What's in it?
This is my brand new album, The Life of a Showgirl.
TS12!
Yeah.
Yeah. Taylor Swift's got a new album coming out, and they're calling it her orange era. But I'm not quite sure why she's not an Arizona sports fan. We got a spot here at the desk, Tay-Tay. You can come here, you can sit down, and we can talk something more important. We've got the best tight end in the NFL. Forget Travis Kelce. We got Trey McBride in Arizona, right? If orange is your color, we got multiple teams in the Suns and Mercury who rock it and rock it well, right? We've been in our orange era for decades. But that's not the only reason I think you'd make the perfect Arizona sports fan. When you look at your songs, when you look at the lyrics, you are just like one of us. I mean, listen to some of these. You come away with a great little story of a mess of a dreamer with the nerve to adore you. How does that not sound like an Arizona sports fan, right? We dream of big things. We dream and hope of championships. And you know what? We're disappointed. We get crushed, right? Here's another one from her song Invisible. But you can't see me wanting you the way you want her, but you are everything to me. How does that not feel like us with our Arizona sports teams? How about this one? Because darling, I'm a nightmare dressed like a daydream. Does that not describe, Sun seasons over the last few years? Hell, all the teams that have had high expectations here in the Valley. Another one. They told me of all my cages were mental, so I got wasted like all my potential. How many Arizona athletes and our dreams does that sound like? And the last one, I swear, I'm only cryptic and Machiavellian because I care. How many of us have tried to come up with a million trades and different things to try to fix these teams we love? It's simple, Taylor Swift. You were born to be an Arizona sports fan. You were born to root for this team. Forget New Heights. Come on this podcast, right? Come here and join me. Make me the coolest dad in America, because my daughter would lose her mind and we could talk Arizona sports so I could tell you why you, at the core of it, at the heart of it, are an Arizona sports fan. Because, baby, we got bad blood with other teams in Arizona and with our own teams. But you know what? You should be right here with us. But maybe that's my Southwest bias. Shane, that may be the weirdest monologue I will ever do on this program.
Yeah, I don't think I'm going to add anything to that.
You don't think you're going to add to the Taylor Swift rhetoric here on the program? I saw all this orange talk, and I was like, okay, what in the world is going on? The freaking Los Angeles Clippers presented that on Twitter that they were going to change their colors to orange. I was like, you guys are already stealing all our X's. You got to take our colors now too? Like, really? Like everybody was playing in to this whole thing. Even Ray is jealous. I mean, the life of a show guy here. He's in his orange era because he's in his orange fur. I just had some fun with that. But the big thing that people are talking about as well is that her album is her 12th album of all time, right? Number 12 ever. And I decided that is perfect for an Espo's Big Board, where we're going to take a look at the best to ever wear number 12 in Arizona sports history. It's another edition of Espo's Big Board. So you, the internet, can yell at me because I forgot somebody inevitably. And number 7 on our list, for all our friends down in Tucson, for everybody that reminded me that I didn't have a Wildcat on the last list, I found the best number 12 to ever don the red and blue for my alma mater. It's basketball player Josh Pastner. Yeah, that's right. Josh Pastner, who I believe was the grandson of Lute Olson, makes our list as number 12. And as you're going to see as we go through this, number 12, not the strongest number in Arizona sports history. Coyote, next on the list, Mike Johnson. He was very good as a Coyote. Multiple 50-point seasons, right? He was quality in the early 2000s. Probably not a household name, but Mike Johnson, no, not the Speaker of the House. Mike Johnson, the former Coyote, makes it as number 6 in our top 7 of to wherever number 12 ever. I probably should have went 12, but literally, there were not 12 guys that you could pick on this list. Number 5, Josh McClune for the Cardinals. Sure. Was he the greatest quarterback in the world? No. Was he more than a backup ever in his NFL career? No. But without Josh McClune, guess what? You'd never have Larry Fitzgerald in the Valley, because there was a play in the final game of the regular season in 2002 against the Minnesota Vikings where he threw a Hail Mary to Nate Poole to win the game in a meaningless game to move the Cardinals from the number 1 pick down to the number 3 pick. And yeah, that was the Eli Manning draft. So maybe Eli or Phillip Rivers was an Arizona Cardinal instead of Larry if there's no Josh McClune. That's why he's number 4 on our great number 12s, the greatest to ever wear the number in Arizona history. Number 4, a man that you might not know was a member of the Phoenix Suns, but Pat Riley. Look it up. He wore number 12, and he had the greatest mustache and hair in Suns history. He put the mustache behind the Max mustache to shame when he played for the Phoenix Suns. You remember with the slick back hair, the cool look? No. He had a dastardly dirt squirrel on his lip. It was unbelievable back when he played for the Suns. Now we get into the creme de la creme, the cream of the crop. Number 3 on the list is Steve Finley, the outfielder for the Arizona Diamondbacks, a big part of those early teams in the World Series winning team. Steve Finley makes it number 3 on the list, probably one of the more recognizable names. And then number 2 on the list, Rudy Carpenter, Shane, an all-time great ASU quarterback, fantastic QB. And I actually think him, Jake Plummer, and then maybe Sam Levitt are all in the race for the greatest ASU quarterback ever. Unfortunately for this list, Rudy was the only one to wear number 12. And the best name to ever don an ASU basketball uniform, the best known player to ever wear number 12 in the Valley of the Sun and in the state of Arizona, it's one Lafayette Fat Lever. Shane, are you familiar with Lafayette's game? You familiar with Fat? I actually got to know Fat Lever a little bit. I went to the All-Star game in New York for the NBA, right? And back in the day, I got in a Uber, and it was a shared Uber. And the gentleman sitting next to me, who happened to be on a flight from Denver that landed at the same time, was one Fat Lever. We talked for an hour from LaGuardia Airport to our hotels. Could not have been a nicer guy, and humble too. I mean, had a great career with the Nuggets too in the NBA. So Lafayette Fat Lever, number 1 on our best number 12s in Arizona sports history. We're going to put this up online, and if it's anything like my half-quarter century team, somebody will rip me because I forgot TJ Warren on the list, or some obscure guy that played baseball for GCU for 15 minutes. Somebody will be mad because that's what happens with these lists. Greg Hanlon says, Espo, look what you made me do listening to this rant. It's already been a cruel summer waiting for football to start. Now I have to shake it off after hearing you convert into a Swiftie live. Greg, that was fantastic. I can't believe I forgot Cruel Summer, because that should have been the name of our bullpen with the Diamondbacks this year. One giant cruel summer for sure. Big shout out to Jackie, Tracy, and Greg in the chat. The Biased rocking it well today for sure. Excited to have you all with us. One other bit of news before we get to our guest, and let me tease this first. We've got a very big guest coming on later in the week. No, it's not Taylor Swift. It's not quite that large. But this gentleman will be joining us, and I don't think he's going to drop a new album, but he's a name you know and a name you're going to want to hear from the basketball world in Phoenix. I'll leave it at that. I'll tease you a little bit more, but he will be a very big guest coming to the program this week, as well as we leave the big board and kind of get into some of the things I saw around the internet today. The Phoenix Suns have named their new coaching staff. Let that out today. We've heard a lot of the names, right? Obviously, we know Jordan Ott is the head coach, but there is a handful of guys, Jesse Murmies, who we talked about, Damari Carroll, who was the summer league coach and a former NBA player, Brian Randall, who's had time here, Chasen Allen, John Little, who was the G League coach for the Suns last year, Mike Muscala, the famous Oklahoma City Thunder stretch big. Maybe he'll have to dress out and actually play the stretch four at some point. And Sean Dwyer, yes, I know where he went to college. He went to Michigan State University, and I don't want to hear it. I don't care. He was a grad assistant there and has had a long career in college basketball as well. So overall, I got to applaud the Suns for putting together a pretty good coaching staff there and getting things ready for the season. I'm super excited to see what Jordan Ott will do in his Orange era. Yeah, it came all the way around, and what this team can accomplish over the next 6 months. Some big things coming up still when it comes to the Suns. And I heard there's going to be a jersey announcement soon. I'll say this, what you've seen floating around on the internet, not the actual jersey. I've got that confirmed, but there is a new jersey, new uniform coming out sometime soon, and we will break it all down here for you on the program. On the other side of the break, my friend Mark McClune joins the program. We're going to talk Cardinals. We're going to talk Taylor Swift, maybe not. But I also have another game for him to play that I think he's going to fail at. Yet again, that's coming up on the other side of the break. All right, had to answer a text because sometimes you just got to do that, right? Sometimes there's important things that come up, just like when you have to go to Circle K. There's nothing more important than going to Circle K and becoming a member of the Inner Circle. You can do it right now for free. All you got to do is pick up your phone like I just did, download the Circle K app, put in a little bit of information, and all of a sudden, you're a member of one of the most fantastic clubs in the Valley. Right? It's one of the hottest clubs in the Valley because you're going to get 25 cents off per gallon for your first 5 fill-ups. Then 3 cents off per gallon after that. Once you hit the Espo level, you're getting that 5 cents off, baby, per gallon. But that's not all. They take care of you with fuel days, 40 cents off. Sometimes they'll just text me and go, hey, Espo, you've been so cool for stopping by. We're just going to give you 25 cents off per gallon on your next fill-up. Whatever you need, they got you. You need to fuel up yourself. They got caffeine. They got Polar Pops. They've got everything that you need and you want at a great deal. So download the Circle K app today. Become a member of the Inner Circle. Terms and conditions apply at participating locations. Do not forget to do it right now. And then our friends at Mountain America Credit Union. You want to talk about style? They've got style, and they've got the MyStyle checking account that you need to become and use. All right. My style, my lifestyle. They're going to take care of me. They've got deals on restaurants, mobile phone protection. I can't tell you how many times I've dropped this thing and almost shattered the screen. They got me covered. Mobile phone protection, telehealth access. It's a pain in the ass to go to the doctor when you got a lot going on. They can give you telehealth access, identity protection, loan rate discounts, and other offers and travel events. You're going to be able to do so much when you get the MyStyle checking account from Mountain America Credit Union. So do it today at Mountain America Credit Union. Make my style your lifestyle, not my style. You don't have to wear this, but you can make your style your lifestyle at Mountain America Credit Union. Visit macu.com/mystyle. Insured by NCUA. Membership required based on eligibility. Some benefits require no cost registration, activation. Terms and conditions and exclusions apply, just like everything in life. And we welcome in my, I'll say my favorite. What are you wearing, man? Are you in your burnt orange era? Is that what this is? You're wearing
number one in the nation, baby.
Oh my God.
In both polls. Let's go.
You shouldn't have been, because you should have lost that game, that bowl game last year against ASU. You should have lost the Peach Bowl. You wouldn't be number one if you hadn't targeted that guy.
Fair enough. It's a new year, and I would like to point out that we are the first consensus number one in college football history to be an underdog in our first game, August 30th in the Horseshoe against Ohio State.
Yeah,
the third-ranked team in the country.
Enjoy being number one for 2-3 weeks here, my friend. Are you a Taylor Swift fan? Are you a Swiftie?
I'll listen to the podcast. I don't necessarily. I did. There was one night on the Extra Point where Nick King was trying to go viral, so he wrote all of his high school football highlights with song lyrics from Taylor Swift, which I was not familiar with, and for some reason it got switched where I had to read his highlights and I had not seen them. I need to find this clip because I'm literally like, "Hey, is this your script?" And what?
Yes.
So apologies
do.
to the Hamilton Huskies that night because I don't think the highlights made a lot of sense.
You've been obviously you did the halftime and post game for the Cardinals preseason opener. You're working all preseason on that. How did you like what you saw in week one of preseason, and what did you make of the Arizona Cardinals?
I was glad they had a preseason game to get the starters out there. I think it was kind of a wake-up call, like, hey, we have a lot of stuff to fix. So I think that's good that they get to spend a month on this. I'd like to see them play another preseason game. I want to see the starters get in a rhythm. I don't think it's going to happen, but I mean, with Kyler, the interceptions, the headline, that was concerning. I think there were some really nice throws in there as well to McBride and to Marvin Harrison Jr. So I'm not going to sound the alarm and make some sort of bold statement here about how the season's going to go based on one bad decision. I think once the Cardinals can scheme people up, they're going to be competitive. They're going to be in games, and really just can't wait for September 7th on CBS 5. By the way, when they go to New Orleans to see what this thing's really going to look like. But we do have 2 preseason games left. I'm headed to Denver on Wednesday, joint practice Thursday, games on Saturday, and then the Raiders come to town the next weekend. If you'd like to say the Raiders like Boomer or Van Pelt, feel free, because I like to do it from time to time, but I'm not going to put you through that unless you want to go there.
The Raiders.
Yes, thank you. It's like, yeah, that's what I like to do.
You hit such a high decibel, your AirPods did not pick it up. That is spectacular. that you bought into it so much that none of us heard it. I love that, Mark. What do you want to see up in Denver? I mean, joint practice, okay. No fights, I think, is what we all want to see. But in the game on Saturday, is there something you have to walk away with after what we saw last weekend to feel good heading into that regular season? Because the likelihood of us seeing the starters play in week 3 is probably slim to none. So what do you need to see in Denver this week?
I'd like to see Will Johnson take another step forward at corner. I mean, there was the pass interference call. If he's going to start on opening day in New Orleans, then we have to see him really become, a guy that isn't, You don't see much. You don't hear from much because they're not throwing at him and he's not getting penalized. Now he's a rookie and it's gonna probably take him a while. And this might be a year of growth for him. I mean, you look at him, he's huge. And so that's pretty exciting. And he's athletic. So, that's gonna be something I'm watching close. I also think offensive line protection. Everybody says AQ Shipley, the new radio analyst, has talked about how good the offensive line is. I just want to make sure that is something they can count on, because I think if Kyler can use his legs and McBride, MHJ, I'd like to see if maybe Michael Wilson plays. I doubt he would, or Dortch would, but in the joint practices I would like to see those two win some matchups against the Broncos secondary. And then finally, I want to see this kid Elijah Simmons on the defensive line out of Tennessee. He sang at the rookie show. He's the strongest guy on the team. I think there's a real possibility he ends up on the roster, whether it's as actually getting a roster spot or on the practice squad, because it's a fun story, and he's getting a lot of work with the regulars, and not I don't even think I saw him out there in the fourth quarter. I think they really realize they have something in him.
What's been your favorite interview out there? I know you've gotten some access being the home of preseason football. Who's been your favorite person to talk to so far?
So we're kind of sprinkling these out leading up to the season. So I was able to sit down with Kyler, and right before I jumped in here, I was kind of going through the interview, and this is going to hit probably later in the week. I found him very thoughtful. I found him fun. He's very, if there's any pressure this year, he's not acting like he feels it. He's just one day at a time, trying to lead guys, trying to let them know that they can count on him. Now this was before the first preseason game, and we aired a little bit of it leading up to it, and the goal is to get it kind of dressed up for TV this week and roll it out there. But just thoughtful, kind of Kyler as we've never seen him. I don't think the interview that we did would have been anywhere close to how he would have spoken publicly his first year in the league. We kind of talked about that. I think it's just going from figuring things out as the number one pick and the Heisman Trophy winner and the young guy in the locker room, and now he's the vet, and he knows that everybody looks to him. And I know a lot was made of what Tom Brady said with Joel Klatt earlier this week on that podcast. I just think Kyler has maybe not a new perspective, but a kind of a refined perspective. And I'm very interested to see how he does this year, because I think with that perspective, and if he can get in a rhythm, we've seen the Cardinals light the world on fire before. We haven't seen them been able to finish, and I think that's as much as their schedule lines up early on with some wins, they need to get those, and then we'll all be kind of just watching and seeing how it is down the stretch, because you've got Cincinnati and LA those last 2 weeks, and I think a playoff spot could come down to those two games if they're able to take care of business early.
Mark, as far as I'm concerned, there's only 2 podcasts in existence, this one and The Extra Point. I don't know any of those other shows that you've ever referenced. So those are all that exist in my mind. By the way, when is April sending me when is April sending me my painting? I need something in the background to look as cool as you.
Yeah. All right. We got to get her a home studio. Right. So this is what we got. Not Sounds like good. Sports stuff. That's like Southwest. Yeah, it goes with the Southwest bias, by the way.
Exactly. So last time we played a game, we had a little fun. I'm not going Texas related today, just so you know, but we do have another game. You are obviously a member of Arizona's family. The games will be on Arizona's family this weekend and the next weekend. So I want to play Arizona's family. The game is simple. It's easy athletes or coaches with relatives who played or coached professionally here in the Valley or in college. So it's just simple. I will give you a clue. You have to tell me the corresponding person. Are you ready to play Arizona's family?
Are there any questions about Nick King, Elliot Polikoff, or Julio Lopez?
No. It's not. Okay. None of those. So let's go. None of your teammates over at Arizona family made it on here. So the first one, this coach's sons are Rex and Rob.
Buddy Ryan.
That is correct.
You got a winner in town.
Yep, coached the Arizona Cardinals in 94 and 95, and never actually was a winner. Best he finished was 8-8, and that is all we have left is him saying you got a winner in town. And it took another 15 years to get a winner. Blake is the better known brother.
Griffin.
Can you name? Do you have a first name of the Griffin that played here?
Taylor Griffin.
Yes, Taylor with the receding hairline. You are 2 for 2 here so far, my friend. The next one. These brothers were known as Double Dragon.
Goran and Zoran Dragic.
3 for 3. You're not getting this next one. I gave you 3 easy ones because I wanted to be the nice host, but it's getting tougher here. Her father was Chubby Checker.
She played for the Mercury. Oh my gosh. Why am I? Oh, I talked to her multiple times. Oh my gosh. It's not. You know what? There's only so much room in here, and over the course of time, there are just certain things that get deleted that I should know.
She's all about that bass. It's Misty Bass, the former member of the Mercury. Her father, Chubby Checker, who did the twist. That is correct. I was known as the kid, but my kid went to U of A.
The kid. Okay, so the kid would have played for the Suns?
No, his kid played for the University of Arizona.
Oh, I got you. Ken Griffey Jr., Trey Griffey, who most recently worked for the Arizona Cardinals.
That is correct. And this next one, I shot my free throws underhanded, but my son sat on the Suns bench last year.
So that's Rick Barry and Brent Barry.
That is correct. Big ups to you. Only missed one.
How not know Misty Bass? I think I did a sideline hit on her at a Mercury game. But again, when you have children and there's lots, there's sleep deprivation, I feel like you only retain kind of the essentials. You can ask my wife about that. She would actually say that that's not actually the case, that some of the essentials are not retained. But yeah, I'm going to be beating myself up about Misty Bass for hours about this.
I don't retain anything. You can ask my wife that as well. And she's in the chat, and she'll probably let everybody know that I can't retain anything. Mark, what do you got going on over at AZ or Arizona Family, Channel 5, Channel 3, AZ Family Sports? What do you got going on the rest of the week?
Well, I'm going to start by reading the chat. It seems like a really nice place to find friends and people say nice things. That's good. But no, I'm actually off today, but working, trying to get the Kyler interview ready to go for an editor. And then leaving tomorrow, heading to Denver, live shots in Denver Wednesday through Saturday. You have the joint practice there on Thursday, some sit downs scheduled on Friday. Might even pop over to Diamondbacks and Rockies on Friday night. Gonna lean on my buddy Cam Cox over at Channel 12, see if he can scrounge us up some tickets. And then Saturday we have the game, we have the pregame starting in at 6:00 on CBS 5, and you can watch that on Arizona's Family Sports and CBS 5. Fly back Saturday night and then back on the Extra Point on Monday. And waiting for a sun schedule to break so I can have you back on the show.
Mark, I got to tell you, I got connections in Denver. I'll make a few calls. And if you guys stop at the DNVR bar in Denver, right? It's our sister channel. They have a bar. Ask for the Espo special. They will give you a half-drinking Coors Light with a cigarette butt in it and tears. So you'll enjoy it. It is fantastic. He is Mark McClune. You can follow him at Mark McClune on socials. Follow his trip to Denver. He'll run into the boys, Johnny and Bo, out there as well. Mark, always a pleasure.
Thanks for having me on. Anytime.
We'll talk to Mark soon. That is another Southwest bias in the books. A little worse for wear. It's crazy around here. You'll find out why on Monday. Big thanks to the mustache behind the Mac, Shane Diefenbach. You can follow him at Shane Dief. Thank you to the biased in the chat. Hit that like button on your way out. You can follow the show at PHNX_sports. You can follow me at Espo. And remember, Yeah, I talked about Taylor Swift at the beginning of it because it's the middle of August. There's not that much going on, and she chose orange as her favorite color for right now. So sue me. Ahoy, hoy.
We all silly like the mayor.